This is the story of this boy who dies a useless death and is reborn in another world. One day, while going home, Sheena saw people running away from the shop and two girls slip right next to him. A thief moves towards the two girls with his knife. Sheena runs towards him and knocks him down. He asks the girls to run away, but before he could understand anything, red sauce starts coming out of his stomach. Seeing this, the thief runs away in fear. In his last moments, he was happy to save those two girls, but he wishes that he had not made them cry. His eyes close, and when he opens his eyes, he finds himself in a mysterious room. A maid cries and calls him by the name of Cain, which confuses him. Milk Mommy hugs Cain and asks him if he remembers his boobs. I mean if he remembers his mother. Cain gets more confused, but when he takes a look at the mirror, he realizes that he is fucked. He starts to panic and wonders what he has become. Being in a coma for a week, the maid thinks that his fever is messing with his memory. His mother asks Sylvia to go and prepare soup for him, and after they leave the room, Cain still has no idea how he has become a child. He wonders if he is the main character of an anime. Without wasting time, he starts to search his whole room to find a weapon, but he sees his small gun and thinks that it will take time to become a rifle.
Yeah, boy.
Sylvia thinks that he has wet himself, but poor Cain is embarrassed to be naked in front of Sylvia. After she leaves the room, Cain manages to extract all the information he wanted. His real name is Cain Van Silfer, the 3-year-old son of Graham and Sarah. He has a sister named Runny. Graham is a top G and his second wife is Maria, and she has given birth to his two older siblings. His father is a high-ranking ruler and maintain an army to protect their kingdom's borders from the jungle of Monster. Cain is excited to hear that Munster exists, but Sylvia tells him that some adventurers can use magic as well, and Cain gets even more excited. Sylvia promises to teach him magic, but before that he has to learn to read, so he starts practicing right away. When Cain learns about magic, he decides that he wants to live his whole life here, because in his old world his parents had already died and his last relative, his grandfather, had also died. During dinner, Graham learns that her son can write and Rainey reveals that she also knows math. Sarah thinks that her son is a genius, but Cain calls Sylvia the best maid in the world for teaching him, and Sylvia feeds him milk extracted from his mother. Graham wishes he should be there when the milk was extracted. Cain reveals that he wants to learn everything about the world, so that he can become an adventurer, and Graham is happy to hear this. Graham allows him to read all her magic books, but tells him that he will be baptized at the age of 5, and before that he will not be able to use magic, but the naughty one is already shooting fire from his hand. He realizes that he can already use magic, but his hands burn while using magic, and he is also not able to control the magic. Cain thinks that this magical power will help him to become the most powerful edgelord in the world. Rainey secretly comes in the room and tells him that she has found out all his secrets, and she knows that he is secretly studying the world, and Cain gets happy that his sister is a fool. Since then his sister tells him everything about the heavy world and about Yuya, the first adventurer to create this empire. After knowing about all the wonders of the world, he cannot wait 2 more years for his baptism, but that day finally comes, and his family is happy with how handsome he looks, and how beautiful he is. They ride through town on a horse, and Cain is amazed to see the world looking like an old world for the first time. He is eager to receive God's blessing, so he asks his sister to show him her status window, and looks at all her stats, but he also sees that she loves her brother. She immediately tells him to forget everything he has seen, and Cain pretends that he does not know what she is talking about. His father tells him that there are many levels of God's blessing. The level of each blessing is between 1 to 5, and they are given by the God according to the interest and ability of the person. They reach the church to get Cain blessed, and the priest starts the baptism. A dazzling light starts shining from the statues of the gods, and Cain teleports in front of all the 7 gods, and they welcome him by his real name, Sheena. The god of creation, Jerome, introduces himself, but Cain thinks that this fake Santa is going to kill him. Santa tells him that he can hear whatever he is thinking, and then they all talk about his reincarnation. They tell him that Cain's death was useless because if he had not stopped the criminal would have fallen and everyone would have stopped him. Meaning Cain is a simp who got himself killed because of 2 girls. He was trying to become a hero in front of Gillers, because he died for a good cause, so they reincarnated him. Even though he looks stupid, but Cain is not sad at all. After all, he is born in a loving family, and now he can use magic, which is one of his dreams. Reno, god of magic, blesses him with magic. Germ gives him his blessing, along with the god of war, so that he becomes the strongest warrior. God of technology gives him a big brain so that he can stop messing with women and stop clapping them.
Yeah, boy.
God of Commerce gives him the ability to make decisions and item box, so that he can become rich as Elon Musk. With a great body, God of Earth comes and blesses him, that he can have the biggest dick.
Oh my god!
Germ tells him that in his status window he will see the effect of their blessings, and starts laughing before sending him back. Priest has never seen the statues shine so much before, so Germ tells Cain to show the status window. Immediately though, Cain senses something is wrong, so he runs to the bathroom to check the status window, and when he sees, he is shocked, because all the gods have blessed him with level 10, which is twice the highest level. Cain knows he has to hide all this, and he sees a secret technique called status conceal, which he uses to hide his status. At dinner table, Cain is with his family who wish him a happy birthday. Graham asks him if they can see his status window, and he shows it to everyone. His whole family is shocked because he has been blessed by all 7 gods, and his magical level is more than 340,000. He is only 5 years old and he is more powerful than most magicians in the whole country. This scares his father and he makes him promise to keep his stats secret. Cain gets up and goes to sleep. Then he sees a summoning magical book and tries to summon a cute animal in the backyard of his mansion. He activates the summoning circle, but a huge demon comes out of it. His sister and Parma scream in fear and he remembers his old life. But this time he promises that everything will be different. So he proceeds to fight the monster, but the monster punches him. With pain, Cain promises that he will no longer make the people cry. He cares. He wants to protect others, so he uses all the energy in his body to cast a spell which makes the monster disappear. As he lays down on the floor, he sees the cat ears and wishes he could touch them. He wishes he didn't have to make people cry again and worries that he is going to die. However, a few minutes later, Cain wakes up and finds out that he is still alive, and sees that the people he tried to save are not crying. He realizes that in this world his powers can actually help save people. On the day of his birthday celebration, his father asks him what he wants to become in the future. Cain says that he wants to be a husband of 2 wives like him, so that he can have threesome. He tells that he wants to travel around the country, so that he can get to know all the girls of the country, and wants to help all kinds of people, especially girls, who have big hearts, and will become an adventurer to protect everyone's smile. After hearing the resolve in his voice, Graham promises to hire a tutor for him. Inside his room, he is thinking about what kind of tutor he will be, but his tutor has arrived. Cain is so excited that he runs towards the window and accidentally teleports outside and falls at his favorite place. He apologizes to the girl, and the butler introduces both of Cain's tutors, Melly and Nina. Inside the mansion, Melly has a problem introducing herself, but Cain is busy noticing that Nina is an elf. Graham says that they don't need to be so shy, and Cain tells them to talk to her as if she is their friend. Millie is excited to teach her, and she immediately starts the lesson inside the training area. Cain demonstrates his swordsmanship. Nina asks him if he has been blessed by the god of war, and Cain says yes, but it's a secret. Millie laughs and begs Nina to teach her some magic before her sword penetrates him. Nina reveals that she has level 3 magical ability, but Cain has already learned the basics. He can do all kinds of magic, and his spells are so powerful that they can break through stone targets.